Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 6, chapter 18. Would anyone like to recap what we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, okay, Ratna. Yes.
Okay. Actually, you can go. You can
No,
say.
no, no. Because nobody's saying, that's why I said it. If you
No, I know, but I'm not so.
yeah,
Okay,
it doesn't
I can
matter.
say something.
Okay,
Okay,
Doesn't
okay.
matter. Whatever you remember, you can say.
Okay. Like I remember, like Kashyap Rishi have two wives, Aditi and Diti, right? And Aditi gave birth for like say demigods, and Diti gave birth for demonic. And but in demonic also there were two devotees born like Prahlad Maharaj and Pali Maharaj. Yeah, that's it. I remember they were
Yeah.
like Prahlad have also four brother and one sister, and yeah, so many names I forgot. Like
Yeah, we read a lot of names yesterday.
yeah, a lot
That's
of
right.
name I don't remember actually.
Yeah,
I
that's all
just
right.
remember. Yeah, I remember this,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
that's all. I think that's it. We have read yesterday.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, we did read a lot of names. So
and just
we'll,
one more part that you mentioned about the Marut Devs, the 49 Marut Devs, they were born from Diti. And then Parikshit Maharaj was quite curious. He asked the question that um, how come they became the demigods? Like how Indra, because um, they had that because they were born to Diti and they must be having that quality. So how come? So then we know that by birth it is not the qualification. Birth is not the qualification to be a devotee. It is the conscious. As Marutas were born out of Diti and they were made demigods by Indra. So this was just where you ended, like how Parikshit Maharaj was curious to ask.
yeah. So we are
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
continue
Yes,
now.
yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. So we'll continue now. Okay. So Shri Sutta Vacha
Shri Sutta Uvacha
Tadvishnuratasya Sabhadarayane
Tatvishnuratasya Sabhadarayani
Vacho Nishamyadritam Alpam Arthavat
Vacho Nishamya Aditam Alpamartvatah
Sabhajayan Sannivrite Chetasa
Sabhajayan Sannibhten Chetasa
Jagada Satrayana Sarvadarshana.
Jagat Satrayana Sarvadarshanah.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sri Sutta Goswami said, O great sage Shaunak, after hearing Maharaj Parikshit speak respectfully and briefly on topics essential to hear, Sukadev Goswami, who was well aware of everything, praised his endeavor with great pleasure and replied. Maharaj Parikshit's question was very much appreciated by Sukadev Goswami because although it was composed of a small number of words, it contained meaningful inquiries about how the sons of Diti, although born as demons, became demigods. So you just mentioned that how that Parikshit Maharaj asked this question. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur stresses that even though Diti was very envious, her heart was purified because of her devotional attitude. Another significant topic is that although Kashyap Muni was a learned scholar and was advanced in spiritual consciousness, he nonetheless fell a victim to the inducement of his beautiful wife. All these questions were posed in a small number of words, and therefore Sukadev Goswami very much appreciated Maharaj Parikshit's inquiry. So Shaunak Rishi, Sutta Goswami is telling to Shaunak Rishi that, oh, when Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, Sukadev Goswami was pleased, because Sukadev Goswami is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, and then Parikshit Maharaj is asking some very important questions. So it shows that Parikshit Maharaj is also eager to hear, you know, like he also wants to know, oh, what happened, how it happened in the important places. So Shri Shukavacha,
Sri Suka Uvacha,
Ata Putra Diti Shakra,
Hata Putra Diti Shakra,
Parshni Grahena Vishnuna,
Pahini Grahena Vishnuna,
Manyuna Shoka Diktena,
Manyuna Shokadiptena,
Jwalanti Parya Chintayat.
Jwalanti Paryachintayat.
Well, Bhagavatam, full Bhagavatam is important, but he was shedding light he wanted to know more about certain things which we can get more knowledge from. Oh, how come her heart changed? So we can get more knowledge. Sri Sukadev Goswami said, just to help Indra, Lord Vishnu killed the two brothers, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Because of their being killed, their mother Diti, overwhelmed with lamentation and anger, contemplated as follows. So she was angry at Lord Vishnu, at Indra. And oh, because of Indra, Lord Vishnu killed my son. So she's upset at Indra. Kadanu Bhratar Hantaram,
Kadanu Hantaram,
Indriya Ramam Ulbanam,
Indriya Ramam Ulbanam,
Aklina Hridayam Papam,
Akhilam Hridayam Papam,
Yatayitva Shaye Sukham.
Yatayitva Shaye Sukham.
Lord Indra was very much fond of sense gratification, has killed the two brothers, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, by means of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Indra is cruel, hard-hearted, and sinful. When will I, having killed him, rest with a pacified mind? Primvid Bhasma Samgya said,
Krimvit Bhasma Sangyasi,
Yas Yesha Bhihitasya Cha
Yasya Ish Abhihitasya Cha,
Bhuta Drukta Krite Swartham
Bhuta Druk Krite Swartham,
Kim Veda Nirayo Yataha.
Kim Veda Nirayo Yataha.
When dead, the bodies of all the rulers known as kings and great leaders will be transformed into worms, stool, or ashes. If one enviously kills others for the protection of such a body, does he actually know the true interest of life? Certainly he does not. For if one is envious of other entities, he surely goes to hell. The material body, even if possessed by a great king, is ultimately transformed into stool, worms, or ashes. When one is too attached to the bodily conception of life, he's certainly not very intelligent. So she's speaking something which, we need to think about, right? That this body, which is gonna be transformed into worm, stool, or ashes. It's either gonna be burnt, it's gonna be given to some animal to eat, or it will be buried. So this is gonna be the the what do you say? The body is gonna turn into either of this at one time. So she's saying just to protect this body, if one gets envy of another, then he certainly doesn't understand things. He doesn't have knowledge. Just
So she's talking about Indra, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
She's upset at Indra, so she's speaking this knowledge. Ashasanasya tasyedam
Ashasanasya tas idam
Dhruvam unnata chetasa
Dhruvam Unnatachetasa
madasho shaka indrasya
Madasoshaka Indrasya
uyadena sato hime.
Uyatyena Suto Hime.
Diti thought, Indra considers his body eternal, and thus he has become unrestrained. I therefore wish to have a son who can remove Indra's madness. Let me adopt some means to help me in this. So she's thinking that Indra has become so full of envy. Now let me teach him a lesson. Let me take away his body. One who is in the bodily conception of life is compared in the Shastras to animal like cows and asses. Diti wanted to punish Indra, who had become like a lower animal. Iti bhavena sabhartu
Iti Bhavena Sabhartu
achachara sakrit priyam
Achachara Asakrit Priyam
shayanuragena
Shrushrushya Anuragena
prashrayena damena cha
Pashrayena Damena Cha
bhaktya paramaya rajan
Bhaktya Paramaya Rajan
manogyer valgubhashite
Manogir Valgur Bhashrite
manojagraha bhavagya
Manojagraha Bhavagya
sasmitapanga vikshane.
Sasmita Panga Vikshanehu.
Thinking in this way with a desire for a son to kill Indra, Diti began constantly acting to satisfy Kashyap by her pleasing behavior. O king, Diti always carried out Kashyap's orders very faithfully as he desired, with service, love, humility, and control, with words spoken very sweetly to satisfy her husband, and with smiles and glances at him. Diti attracted his mind and brought it under her control. When a woman wants to endear herself to her husband and make him very faithful, she must try to please him in all respects. When the husband is pleased with his wife, the wife can receive all necessities, ornaments, and full satisfaction for her senses. Herein, this is indicated by the behavior of Diti. So she wanted a son who can kill Indra. So she's pleasing her husband, she's very submissive to him. Evam striya.
Shilpaji, Hare Krishna
Hmm,
Shilpaji. But we
hmm.
all know, like, is it the right path on Diti's part? Maybe it is right because they were his son. But Indra did the right thing, right? He was not envy.
No, it was not envy. He was just fearful that
Yeah, he was fearful and they were really causing
Bali,
so much trouble.
yeah, Bali took his kingdom. He wanted his kingdom back. So Vamandev came. And then, no, so this is which one? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu, yeah. So, but they
Yeah,
were
so
causing so much trouble, right?
they took his kingdom away. So he just wanted his kingdom back. But she's a mother. So she
Yeah.
is
So
looking
that's what
at
I'm
it
saying
from
that
that point of
is
view.
it from that point it might be okay, but otherwise that is not the right thing, right?
No,
As
it's
a
not.
mother,
Otherwise, Krishna wouldn't
yeah,
have come to kill them.
yeah, yeah. That I was
Yeah,
just
yeah, of
wondering,
course.
because, right? So it is just
Yeah, yeah,
because as a mother she was feeling that. But when
yeah,
she's
yeah.
saying that Indra was envy and he did that, but that's not right, right?
No, he just wanted his kingdom back because
Yeah,
they terrorized everyone.
yeah, okay, yeah. Perfect, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Yeah. Evam striya jaribhuto
एवं स्त्रिया जड़ीभूतो
vidvan api manogya ya
विद्वान अपि मनोगयः
vadam iti aha vivasho
बाणम् इति आह विवशो
na tak chitram hi yoshiti.
न तच्चित्रं हि योषिति.
Although Kashyap Muni was a learned scholar, he was captivated by Diti's artificial behavior. which brought him under her control. Therefore, he assured his wife that he would fulfill her desires. Such a promise by a husband is not at all astonishing. So he's, pleased by her because she's serving him. Viloka ke kanta bhutani,
Vilokaya ekanta bhutani.
bhutani adav prajapatihi,
Bhutani adau prajapatihi.
striyam chakresva dehardham,
Striyam chakre swade ardham.
yaya pumsamatirhrita.
Yaya pumsam rita.
In the beginning of creation, Lord Brahma, the father of the living entities of the universe, saw that all the living entities were unattached. To increase population, he then created woman from the better half of a man's body. For woman's behavior carries away a man's mind. This entire universe is going on under the spell of sexual attachment, which was created by Lord Brahma to increase the population of the entire universe, not only in human society, but also in other species. As stated by Rishabdev in the fifth canto, Pumsam Striya Mithuni Bhavametam, the entire world is going on under the spell of sexual attraction and desire between man and woman. When a man and woman unite, the hard knot of this attraction becomes increasingly tight, and thus a man is implicated in the materialistic way of life. This is the illusion of the material world. This illusion acted upon Kashyap Muni, although he was very learned and advanced in spiritual knowledge. As stated in the Manu Samhita 2.215 and Srimad Bhagavatam 9:19-17. Matras swasra duhitrava navivitasano bhavet balavan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karshati. A man should not associate with a woman in a solitary place, not even with his mother, sister, or daughter, for the senses are so strong that they lead astray even a person advanced in knowledge. When a man remains in a solitary place with a woman, his sexual desires undoubtedly increase. Therefore, the words ekanta bhutani, which are used here, indicate that to avoid sexual desires, one should avoid the company of women as far as possible. Sexual desire is so powerful that one is saturated with it if he stays in a solitary place with any woman, even his mother, sister, or daughter. So Brahma created this attraction just so that the population would increase. Otherwise, he was saying, hey, it's my service to increase the population, but I'm seeing that nobody is bothered about it. So he created the woman to attract the mind of the man, not only as human being, but also all the species. Better half of the man's body. Is that the reason the woman is called better half? But what does it
Maybe.
mean, better half of the man's body? What is the better half of a man's body? I don't know. I'm not sure what is this better half of a man's body. Anyway, we'll continue reading. Okay. Evam shushrushitastata
Evam shushrushitah tatha.
Bhagavan Kashyapa Striya
Bhagavan Kashyapa istriya.
Rahasya Parama Prito
Rahasya parama prito.
Ditim Aha Bhinandyacha.
Titim aha abhinandya cha.
O my dear one, the most powerful sage Kashyap, being extremely pleased by the mild behavior of his wife Diti, smiled and spoke to her as follows. Shri Kashyap Uvacha
Shri Kashyap uvacha.
Varam Varaya Vamoru
Vayam varayah vamoru.
Pritaste Ham Anindite
Pritam te aham. प्रीतहस्ते अहम अनिंदते।
Striya bhartari suprite
स्त्रिया भर्तरि सुप्रीते।
ka kama iha chagamaha.
कः काम इह चागमः।
Kashyap Muni said, "O beautiful woman, O irreproachable lady, since I am very much pleased by your behavior, you may ask me for any benediction you want. If a husband is pleased, what desires are difficult for his wife to obtain, either in this world or in the next? Patir eva hi narinam
पतिरेव हि नारीणाम्
devatam paramam smritam
दैवतं परमं स्मृतम्।
manasa sarva bhutanam
मानसः सर्वभूतानां
vasudeva shriyapatihi
वासुदेव श्रियापतिः।
sa eva devata linger
स एव देवतालिङ्गे
nama rupa vikalpite
नामरूपाविकल्पिते।
Ijyate Bhagavan Pumbihi
इज्यते भगवान् पुंभिः
Stribhischa Pati Rupadre.
स्त्रीभिश्च पतिरूपद्रेक्।
A husband is the supreme demigod for a woman. The supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Vasudeva, the husband of the goddess of fortune, is situated in everyone's heart and is worshipped through the various names and forms of the demigods by fruitive workers. Similarly, a husband represents the Lord as the object of worship for a woman. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9:23, Ye priyanya devata bhakta yajante shadayan vitaha tepi mam eva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Whatever a man may sacrifice to the gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding. The demigods are various assistants who act like the hands and legs of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who is not in direct touch with the Supreme Lord and cannot conceive of the exalted position of the Lord is sometimes advised to worship the demigods as various parts of the Lord. If women, who are usually very much attached to their husbands, worship their husbands as representative of Vasudeva, the women benefit just as Ajamil benefited by calling for Narayan, his son. So Prabhupada here is explaining in the purport that Krishna says that, one may not know that all the sacrifices are meant for his pleasure. Yagya means to please the Supreme Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord Vishnu. One may not know that, and then one may please the demigods. But actually, the demigods also first will offer to Lord Vishnu, then they will take their share. Always the first is given to Lord Vishnu. So Prabhupada is saying that a woman, she may not be able to directly devote herself to Krishna, but out of it, she may be naturally attached to her husband. So she may be able to devote herself to her husband, seeing him as a part and parcel of Krishna. So in that way, he is a representative of the Lord. So Prabhupada is giving the example that Ajamil was not directly, he forgot Lord Krishna, forgot Lord Vishnu, but because he was attached to his son named Narayan, he was always calling Narayan. So he was benefiting. So like that, the wife benefits if she thinks in this way, because she's not able to directly devote herself to the Lord, but indirectly. But at least there is some kind of spiritual advancement then, some purification, somehow the other to get connected to Krishna, somehow the other remembering Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. In India, a husband is still called Pati Guru, the husband spiritual master. I think now things are changed. In Srila Prabhupada's time, yeah. If a husband and wife are attached to one another for advancement in Krishna consciousness, their relationship of cooperation is very effective. for such advancement. Although the names of Indra and Agni are sometimes uttered in the Vedic mantras, Indraya Swaha, Agnaye Swaha, the Vedic sacrifices are actually performed for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. As long as one is very much attached to material sense gratification, the worship of the demigods or the worship of one's husband is recommended. So one may not be able to directly take up the worship of Lord Vishnu. So then indirect worship is recommended. Somehow the other get attracted to Krishna directly or indirectly. Any comments?
But then, Shilpa ji, the last line, can you explain it more? Like, then they're saying कि जब तक कोई भौतिक इंद्रिय तृप्ति के प्रति अधिक आसक्त होता है, but then still we are suggested that even if we are, then we should still, you know, pray to Krishna only.
Yeah, because of course, that is the highest. Krishna saying, surrender unto me. So
Hmm.
we are understanding the Bhagavad Gita, taking up the direct service, but one may say, no, 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 I don't want to listen to Krishna. I don't want to surrender to him. Okay, then we have to do something at least.
Okay, okay. So the karma
Something has
kandi,
to be done. Yeah.
then at least they will do something. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. At least there'll
Okay.
be some progress.
Hmm.
Tasmat pativrata narya
Tasmat pratīvata
shreyas kama sumadhyame
Shri
श्रेयस्कामासु madhyame
yajante nanya bhavena
यजन्तु अनन्यभावेन
patim atmanam ishwaram.
पतिम् आत्मानम् ईश्वरम्.
My dear wife, whose body is so beautiful, your waist being thin, a conscientious wife should be chaste and should abide by the orders of her husband. She should very devoutly worship her husband as a representative of Vasudev.
So Kashyap Muni is telling this, no?
Yeah,
Kashyap, okay.
what he's saying, yeah. So ham tvayarchito bhadre
So aham tva archita bhadre
idrik bhavena bhaktita
idrik bhavena bhaktitah
tam te sampadaye kamam
tam te sampadaye kamam
asatinam sudurlabham.
asatinam sudurlabham.
My dear gentle wife, because you have worshipped me with great devotion, considering me a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I shall reward you by fulfilling your desires, which are unobtainable for an unchaste wife. So he's saying when a wife is chaste, she's following her husband, pleasing him, then the husband will fulfill her desire. Like, what does she want? What is your motive? So then, okay, I want this. Okay, then he's like, yes, then the husband will fulfill whatever she wants. Now, of course, things are different. Modern society, women think, well, why should I do that? I can just go work and get whatever I want by myself. This is the big society we are speaking of, and when
Yeah. But then she's being exploited, like how we have read previously. Then how she gets exploited.
no, she's not
She
getting
thinks,
exploited. How is she
yes, she
getting?
does. She does, Shilpa ji, because when you go out, then you
Oh,
earn
you mean
money.
the modern woman? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I
the
thought you're
models.
talking
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
Diti.
No, 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 not Diti, sorry, no, not Diti.
Because here Diti is manipulating. So I
Yeah,
was
she is
wondering who modern.
manipulating. She's very smart, but
Yeah,
like, as in today's world, we might think that
Saturday's
we are
woman.
progressing, we have power, but then somehow we are being exploited.
That's right, because where is the caliber of the men like Kashyap Muni then,
Mm, mm, mm.
because the caliber is not there to give,
Yes.
to actually take care of a woman instead
Mm,
of exploiting.
yeah.
So yeah, things are different currently. Ditiruvacha
Ditiruvacha
Varado Yadi Me Brahman
Vardo Yadi Me Brahman
Putram Indrahanam Rene
Putram Indrahanam Vrine
Amrityum Rita Putraham
Mrityum Mrityaputraham
Yena Maghatito Suto.
Yena Me Dhadati Tau Suto.
Diti replied, O my husband, O great soul, I have now lost my sons. If you want to give me a benediction, I ask you for an immortal son who can kill Indra. I pray for this because Indra, with the help of Vishnu, has killed my two sons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. The word Indrahana means one who can kill Indra, but it also means one who follows Indra. The word Amrityum refers to the demigods who do not die like ordinary human beings because they have extremely long durations of life. So we say that demigods are immortal, but not actually immortal, but they just live for a fantastic long time. You know, they're also going to die. Mm. Sorry, but they live for a very long time. I'm sorry. For example, the duration of Lord Brahma's life, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. Okay, sorry about that. Aharyad Brahmano Vidu. Even the duration of 1 day or 12 hours of Brahma is 4,300,000 years multiplied by 1,000. So his 12 hours, one kalpa, is the fourth Chaturyugas times 1,000. Thus, the duration of his life is inconceivable for an ordinary human being. The demigods are therefore sometimes called Amar, which means one who has no death. In this material world, however, everyone has to die. Therefore, the word Amritya indicates that Diti wanted a son who would be equal in status to the demigods. So, because of not proper understanding, that's why people want to go to Swargalok, become demigods, because they feel, oh, even I'm going to become Amar. Not understanding that Amar doesn't mean that really immortal, that really there's not going to be death. There will be death, but of course, one will live for a long time. If we really want to become immortal, where do we need to go?
Spiritual world.
That's right.
Krishna Golo
Spiritual.
Vrinda.
Yeah, spiritual world, Golok, Vrindavan, any of the Vaikuntha planets. Because the spirit soul never dies. The material body is what is dying. Nishamya tadvacho vipro,
Nishyamya Tadvacho Vipro
vimana paryatapyata,
Vimana Paryatapyataha
ho adharma sumahan,
Aho Adharmaha Sumanhan
adya me samupasthitaha.
Adhyame Samupastitaha.
Upon hearing Diti's request, Kashyap Muni was very much aggrieved. Alas, he lamented, now I face the danger of the impious act of killing Indra. Although Kashyap Muni was eager to fulfill the desire of his wife, Diti, when he heard that she wanted a son to kill Indra, his jubilation was immediately reduced to nothing because he was averse to the idea. So first he was pleased with Diti that, oh, you're serving me so nicely. He didn't understand her motive. Now he understood her motive. Then it's like, oh my God, you want to kill Indra? Aho
Hmm.
Arthendriya. I'm sorry.
I was just laughing at how he got trapped.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's
Hmm.
true. Aho Arthendriya Ramo.
Aho Arthendriyaramo
Yoshin Maye Hamayaya.
Yoshit Mayaya Himayaya
Grihita Cheta Kripanaha.
Grahita Chetaha Kripanaha
Patishe Narake Dhruvam.
Patishay Narake Dhruvam.
Kashyap Muni thought, alas, I have now become too attached to material enjoyment. Taking advantage of this, my mind has been attracted by the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of a woman, my wife. Therefore, I am surely a wretched person who will glide down toward hell. Ko tikramo nuvartantaya
को अतिक्रमो अनुवर्तत्याः
स्वभावम ihayoshita
स्वभावम् इह योषितः
dinmam bata buddham swarte
दिक्मां भत् अबुद्धया स्वार्थे
yad aham tva ajitendriya.
यत् अहं तु अजीत इन्द्रिया.
This woman, my wife, has adopted a means that follows her nature, and therefore she is not to be blamed. But I am a man, therefore all condemnation upon me. I am not at all conversant with what is good for me, since I could not control my senses. The natural instinct of a woman is to enjoy the material world. She induces her husband to enjoy this world by satisfying his tongue, belly, and genitals, which are called jiva, udara, and upastha. A woman is expert in cooking palatable dishes so that she can easily satisfy her husband in eating. When one eats nicely, his belly is satisfied. As soon as the belly is satisfied, the genitals become strong. Especially when a man is accustomed to eating meat and drinking wine and similar passionate things, he certainly becomes sexually inclined. It should be understood that sexual inclinations are meant not for spiritual progress, but for gliding down to hell. Thus, Kashyap Muni considered his situation and lamented. In other words, to be a householder is very risky unless one is trained and the wife is a follower of her husband. A husband should be trained at the very beginning of life. Kaumara acharit pragyo dharman bhagavatan iha. Bhagavatam 761. During the time of brahmacharya or student life, a brahmachari should be taught to be expert in Bhagavad Dharma, devotional service. Then, when he marries, if his wife is faithful to her husband and follows him in such life, the relationship between husband and wife is very desirable. However, a relationship between husband and wife without spiritual consciousness, but strictly for sense gratification, is not at all good. So Kashyap Muni is saying it's her nature, it's the woman's nature to act in this way. I should have been more careful. I should have controlled my senses. So Prabhupada here in the purport is saying that, well, that in Vedic times there would be proper training given to the man since he was small, brahmacharya, and then he was allowed to marry, so that he would be a devotee of the Lord. And if the wife is submissive, she's following the husband. Now, because the husband is a devotee, she is also going to become a devotee. They both can go to the spiritual world. So what is the purpose? So if the man is trained properly to become a devotee, then not only he can deliver himself, but also his wife if she is faithful to him. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 12 to 20, 12 to 3 that especially in this age Kalyug, Dampatye Prichu Hetu, the relationship between husband and wife will be based on sexual power. Therefore, householder life in this Kalyug is extremely dangerous unless both the wife and husband take to Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is saying that man and woman should come together to advance in spiritual life. Live peacefully in this life and go back home, back to Godhead at the end of life. Comments? Question?
Oh, I think it's clear.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shla
Oh,
Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.